The Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik Tennis Foundation continues to nurture talent with particular focus on underprivileged communities that find it difficult to access facilities and equipment, yet they are abundant with talent. Saturday, the 30th of July was indeed a great day for the Emakhandeni community as Fadzai Madzimbamuto, the patron of the foundation, hosted a mini tennis tournament and coaching clinic which attracted tens of young boys and girls, all enthusiastic to play the sport.
The reason why I started this program was people were throwing away the tennis balls and the rackets, and I decided, because I know where I come from, I played from these grounds with no shoes, with no tennis racket, with the ball, an old tennis ball, and I didn't even know how a new tennis ball looks like. So I decided to collect the tennis balls, the tennis rackets, and come give back to the kids that needed it.
Fadzai said she thought it was encouraging for the children to receive some of the equipment and so decided to reward the winners each with a racket.
I brought new tennis rackets from the friends in Switzerland. I just wanted to say thank you to them. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. So I brought new rackets, and the winner gets a racket. So every child got a racket today.
The Tomasik Foundation has grown and also targets schools, especially in the high-density suburbs. The foundation has a full-time coach that shuttles between the schools during the week and also attends to the budding players' needs at Emakhandeni during weekends. In their endeavor to run the foundation professionally, the services of a qualified sports consultant, Brian Moyo, have been enlisted. Moyo has been a great source of knowledge and advice in shaping the foundation into a relevant body that attends to the exact requirements of the youngsters, given both their age and the community they come from.
There are serious pointers for a serious upsurge of tennis, a serious upsurge of the sport within this local community. This is the little fellas that you see here are drawn from about 4 schools. But as we were preparing for this tournament, we already are hanging about 5 other schools that are showing interest, that are saying, can we come on board? So there is bound to be growth, and there is going to be a lot of buzz tennis-wise within the local communities.
Other than the rackets that they received, the Tomasik Foundation also donated strings for the rackets, balls, and even tennis kit that the kids wear during training or matches. It comes as a welcome present, taking into account the background of most of the kids. Fadzai, whilst acknowledging that she would have wished to bring more for the players, said she was nonetheless delighted at that there were still a good number who benefited. She was hopeful that within a fair period of time, the foundation's contribution would produce great tennis players.
Well, my dream is to have another Serena Williams. That's my hope. I couldn't do it. I'm sure one of these kids can. Hopefully in the next 10 years, we'll have our Serena here.
One of the biggest pieces missing in the moral motivation of the young players is parental support. Children usually play sport out of their personal initiative, and the presence plus support of their parents would go a long way to raise their spirit. One exemplary member of the community is Charles Wadau, a former Premier Soccer League football player and father to one of the best tennis players ever to emerge from the high-density suburbs, Noel Wadau. He believes that parents must support their children in every way that they can, as they could realize a comfortable living out of a successful career in sport.
Give a plea to every parent to support their child in whatever sport they endeavor in, but particularly in tennis here. Right now, we just have a handful of parents that have pitched up today. We have many kids. Don't tell me these kids all come from the same house. They come from different houses. So I'd love to see all the parents as a community. We gather together.
Wadau heaped praise at Fadzai for her selfless contribution to the community. He said only the brave would do what Fadzai was contributing to the sport.
She just has this tennis thing in her blood, and she feels she must impart the knowledge that she has actually acquired in tennis to the kids, which is a very enviable thing she's doing. Very few people will do that.
The Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik Foundation, through the efforts of Fadzai, has indeed done so much for the youngsters that prefer tennis in place of common sports like soccer. Her donation of equipment and kit has enabled the sport to keep going. In addition, largely due to her efforts, the tennis facility in Emakhandeni, which had been lying idle for a long time, has come back to life.
This tennis sport had almost gone dormant. The kids never used to come here. In the past 10, 12 years, they were shunning the courts, and most of the boys were playing soccer. But now, since a revival of the tennis here and her interest, the interest she shows, and she tries and gets them, the tennis material, we're seeing a great change, a vast change.
Barbara Moyo is the coach responsible for taking the kids through their training both during the week and at weekends. She says the foundation's doors are open to all the kids in the community that are interested in developing their talent in tennis.
Any kids that is interested in the tennis sport, I coach them, because we want to develop the sport of tennis. It's not all about coaching those under the foundation, but it's to build the tennis as a sport and taking it to another level.
Barbara always has a hectic schedule on her hands, and perhaps this goes to show just how popular the sport is becoming in the suburbs. Barbara is delighted that kids that have been coached by the foundation have also gone on to participate in big tennis events.
After we have started coaching them, others have gone to attend big tournaments like the Bulawayo Open tournament, Terrain Lane, and they advanced. Yes, they've gone even out. Others have played, even represented their schools, even the city as a whole. So we have seen that it really works.
The Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik Foundation has indeed done a tremendous job in tapping and developing the talent in tennis that could have otherwise gone unnoticed in the absence of facilities and equipment. Thanks to the foundation, the expert coaching skills of Moyo and the equipment that the foundation donates frequently have all but reignited a dream that only a few years ago was unimaginable in the absence of the foundation.
Talent that was hidden, we want to expose it, we want to nurture that talent, and then we want to see the kids representing the city, that is Bulawayo, and Zimbabwe as a whole, and going worldwide. We want to see that because we've got a lot of talent within our exposure.
Another member of the foundation committee, Snanzagile Masibi, revealed that their goal was to spread their activities so that they would tap talent in other cities as well. Masibi said that in Bulawayo they were touching other suburbs and appealed to well-wishers for contributions in any form so as to complement that which Fadzai was bringing from overseas.
We want it to grow up so that we have another trust. Maybe in Harare or Guero or wherever. It must not be in Bulawayo only. It must spread. We are only having a challenge of having people who can back us in terms of donations. She has tried to source donations from other countries, but still we want our locals to back us as well.
Renowned sports journalist Lavmo Dube, together with whom Fadzai mooted the idea of the foundation, said he had come up with the idea after realizing that Fadzai had the potential to plow back into the community that had nurtured her into the personality she has become.
I threw the idea at her that she could give back to a sport that has given her fame and taken her around the globe. In the past, I realized that most of us back home were this happy that when someone from Europe, or let me say from the diaspora, is down here, we tend to patronize them for drinks, fun, and you name it. But I said she could benefit our community if she considered coming up with the tennis foundation as part of her own legacy as a player.
Dube predicted the emergence of prominent players through the Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik program.
The net benefit in the long run will be that in the next year or two, we will have a kid from this initiative donning national colors. And so many kids we had forsaken the sport from the western suburbs, which is Bulawayo's high-density suburbs, where the majority of the population lives, will take to the sport.
One of the beneficiaries of the Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik Foundation is young Shanice Madzimbamuto, who shared with us her dreams in the sport of tennis.
I chose to play tennis because I wanted to to have a dream to be like Serena Williams because I liked watching her play on TV. And I know through playing tennis I can have a career which is better. And I know that if Fadzai Madzimbamuto keeps doing what she's doing for us, like sponsoring rackets and donating kits for us, we'll be able to achieve our dreams.
Shanice is grateful for the work that the foundation does in their community, even though she believes that they need more coaches.
We have a few coaches to coach us. They are far away, coaches stay far away, so it will be difficult for them to come here.
Another youngster to benefit is Sandile Moyo, who excelled on the day to win himself a racket.
Tennis,
Sandile is also grateful to the trust for all it continues to do in developing them into better players. Great community work then in the benefit of sport, particularly tennis, by the Fadzai Madzimbamuto Tomasik Foundation. It has made a difference in the lives of many youngsters who now have an alternative to occupy themselves with, let alone the opportunity to discover their potential in tennis.